Massage therapist or masseurs, have you ever had a session turn SZOL with a client? How did it go down? My massage therapist told me of a time a very hot woman was in for the first time. He told her to undress to her comfort level and left for her to do so. Usually at this point you then lay down under the sheet. But he entered a few minutes later to find her sitting naked in a chair asking what she should do next. He gives more detailed instructions now. When I was a teenager, my friend's mom was a massage therapist. One day when I went over there to hang out, she had a brand new RAV4 in the driveway. Me and my other friends always made jokes about how she gave happy endings. Riffing off what her job was, your mom jokes were popular for us then. Well, when we started asking him how his mom got a brand new $35 K premium package RAV4, he told us one of his mom's clients gave it to her for free. The jokes suddenly were too awkward to tell anymore. Former esthetician here. Not a masseuse. But I performed waxing on all parts of the body, so I certainly have a story or two. So, there's the Brazilian wax, which is everything gone from your downstairs, front and back. Salons have a male version they cheekily like to call manzillions. I've had a number of these, and without fail, when it comes time to take the towel away and start, there's at least a semi-chub going on. I'd explain that this happens with everyone, as penises aren't very self-aware. They just know they're out. There's a lady, and they're just happy to be there. I then place my first strip of wax, let it set, then re-ipe, and it would be like letting the air out of a balloon. Strangely, I never got any phone numbers. Semicolon. Oh, and to do your butthole you have to be on all fours. Big missed opportunity to call it a Brazilian. Just curious. Is an ethics class part of the coursework when getting your massage license? One of my friend's exes was a massage therapist. She said she constantly had people asking for hand jobs or to wear a low cut shirt and such. Don't actual places for that exist in every major city? Why bother someone who could lose their job over it? YTF, is everyone's mom a massage therapist? My stepdad is a professional massage therapist. Asking him for stuff like that is answered with a no. And continuing means you're no longer a client. Stepdad. Huh. Not my story, but a co-worker's. He was giving a massage to a client and things were getting flirty. She was an attractive woman and he pushed it. Well, I guess he sucked at reading clues because she was married and was being friendly. She filed a complaint on him and he ended up losing his license. My mom was a massage therapist for a few years. Never shared if when she had issues like that. But there was one couple who would come in for separate sessions about every 2-3 weeks. Apparently one day, the wife jokes that the massages are better than sex. My mom, since they're all on good terms, jokes with the husband about it the next time he's in. He pulls his head out of the pillow long enough to say, "Don't make me choose. I can't choose." Edit. I'm a physiotherapist, but I have extensive training in deep tissue massage and dry needling. Pretty much every time I treat my girlfriend it ends with sex. Probably the closest thing to an answer you're gonna get. You're probably not gonna hear any stories about people with licenses doing anything SZOL with someone, as if it ever got out they would immediately lose their billing number. But I will say I've worked in a gym before where the RMT was sleeping with a few of his patients in and outside of the gym. This thread is believably disappointing. Yes. One of my clients had a hard time getting on the table, and when I was demonstrating how, he straddled me. Then he thought I was gonna massage his anus. The straw that broke the camel's back was when he got a boner during the session and asked me if he could do hand relief. I dismissed him. In 15 years, I've had 4 guys try to turn the session SZOL. Grosses me out. I make sure to give their name and phone number to all of my therapist friends as a heads up, because if they tried with me, they're gonna try another therapist until they get lucky. Friend. Thanks for the heads up. My mom and dad ran their own massage therapy business. My mom always said if a guy started giving any kind of signals that she would just start asking him about his mother. She said it never failed her. Edit. Thank you strangers for my first ever silver. I went from silver virgin to silver threesome in a flash. Edit part 2. And now a foursome. A guy I know ended up dating his chiropractor. There was mild flirting for a few sessions. And then she messaged him to say that he would need to switch to getting treated by a different chiro at the practice. He was pretty disappointed until she hinted. Because we aren't allowed to date our clients. Few weeks later. So. Babe. Dr. Steven doesn't do that in a quad massage that you used to do. Was that? Yup. Totes inappropriate. 10/10 would injure back again. Wait, this isn't P-Run-Hub. Credit is absolutely P-Run-Hub. And if you don't believe, check out the questions later at night when people are settling down for their bedtime wank. Hey. Can finally contribute to this. I've been a registered massage therapist for 7 years now. There has been accidental slip-ups and whatnot which I just brush off. But one time a girl asked me to hop on the table with her, which was back when I was in my early years of practice. We didn't cover much of this in class BTW. So totally oblivious I said no, it's unethical and should have stopped the massage there, but I kept going as if nothing happened. Finished the treatment, paid, and never saw her again, thankfully. My boss was pissed off. Told me to see the cops about it since you never know what can be said in case of male versus female. So I did see the cop and he laughed at me. Maybe not the happy ending you reader expected, but this doesn't happen very often. Still fun work though. So yes. But no. I had a man and his wife come in a couple months ago. Cute couple. They wanted to be in the same room, which is typical. I was working on the husband. As I was doing that, I kept feeling him brush his hand against my leg. So I put out up on the table to get it out of the way. My thought was I was probably accidentally bumping into him or something. Well, a few weeks later husband comes back again. Alone this time. Same thing happened. Then all of a sudden his arm shoots up and his hands try to find their way down into my pants. I yelled and fell backwards into the wall. He gets up and tells me to hush. My boss knocks on the floor and see the man standing over me naked. Yeah, he went to jail. Moral of the story. Respect your massage therapists. This isn't a movie. Most of us have student loans we're just trying to pay off. Coincidentally, I asked my Thai massage therapist about this last week. She said that whenever she will get a male client she doesn't sit no. She will yell us keep your undies on before entering the room. If they still try something funny, she'll just find some really painful spots and concentrate on them until he is us relaxed again. I had a client start flirting with me while on my table. I reminded her that the session is purely medical and I'd like to keep the conversation about her and what she's dealing with. She stroked my leg once in a sexual manner and I threatened to end the session there if she tried something like that again. After that, the rest of her session was smooth. I take stuff like that pretty seriously. I'm not setting our profession back 30 years because some people think someone touching them means anything sexual. This was after a few years of no sexual anything with anyone, but regardless, I'm not throwing away years of hard work and risking a lawsuit over someone feeling frisky. Man. So many stories of sexual misconduct and none of crazy escapades. It's like PRN is just fantasy or something. My sister wife had a male client who after the session decided to jerk off when she left him to allow him to get dressed. She saw he had jerked off all her massage table and had gone through a lot of tissues trying to clean it up. So the salon issued a warning on his account to remove all tissues and towels from the room once the massage is done. My wife said it was the funniest thing when he came in again. After the massage she calls the front desk and 2 girls come in and take everything out of the room. He got dressed really fast and left in shame and never came back. Edit. Hahaha, I didn't check Reddit for 6 hours and things went crazy. My sister wife is a joke between myself and my sister-in-law, my wife's sister. She knows my Reddit account. It's her story, which is why I included it. Sister wife. I came here expecting funny sex stories. Realized there's a lot of creepy masseuses and clients. I should have known. I married a massage therapist. Little did I know how far their no S or lacked code would go. PRN industry on a plot hunt. With gems like stepsister stuck in the dryer. Not really sure they would put this much effort into new plots. All hearsay on my end. But while I was down near Gulfport after Hurricane Katrina, one of the guys in a crew I worked with went to a local massage parlor that was, well, a front. Ended up with more than he'd bargained for. And after telling co-workers, word got around really quick to the other debris cleanup crews in the area. I never saw it firsthand. I was FEMA and they were construction cleanup crews, so there was a professional distance. But lol, some of these guys had no filters and thought this would impress the younger FEMA inspector, I guess. Apparently this isn't uncommon. Massage parlors being fronts for essentially bordellos. And now I'm worried about needing a massage someday and accidentally walking into one of these establishments. I, 31F, am a massage therapist and I've been in the field for around 3 years. I've been asked out on dates a couple times. And I declined, and that's about as far as it goes generally. I've seen my fair share of erections through the sheets. It's quite common when they relax. But there was this one man who said he'd tip me real good if I gave him a really deep tissue massage. He was so pompous I beat the snot out of him. He never really said anything, but he would literally wag his raging erection at me and I took it as a clear SZOL message. Even though he didn't really do anything inappropriate. He tipped me $40 and I felt kind of dirty. I beat the snot out of him. That has two very different meanings. I'm a male and I was a massage therapist for 5 years. I only had one lady that made me uncomfortable during a massage by asking me what my fetishes were and what not. It was pretty easy to change the subject to something else. Most of the time it was guys trying to push it by brushing their hands against my legs on purpose. I'm talking obviously on purpose. Or weird shitty like thrusting their hips upwards while making straight eye contact. It's kind of easy to gauge from the get-go when someone is expecting something else. I've always been able to defuse the situation. But if all else fails, we are trained to just end the massage and document. I went to a massage for the first time and my mom requested a female for me because she didn't want a perv touching me. I drove myself to the salon and when I walked in everyone was looking at me weird like I wasn't supposed to be there. They also said they didn't have an appointment under mine or my mom's name. They said it must have been their fault, so they took me back anyways. Well, I got a man. No big deal. And he was doing his thing and I was doing mine. Everything was fine until he said, "I've never massaged anyone like you before." I asked what he meant. He said, "This place is typically just for men." I felt weird, but he continued, "I prefer men, but women need pleasure too." And then I got my clothes up and left. I wasn't even at the right place. For a massage therapist, this is pretty serious stuff. They could lose their license. I think this sort of thing would be exceedingly rare. Not to mention immoral. A friend of mine is a masseuse. And when we first chatted about our respective careers, I couldn't help but asking whether he'd ever had a saucy encounter while working. His reply was, "When I began I was always hanging out to massage attractive women." I quickly realized that it's 99% middle-aged men who've let themselves go and have joint issues. I used to be a massage therapist here in Las Vegas 20 years ago. I had problems with male clients asking me for happy endings, FKU friends, and female clients offering me sex instead of paying me in the money. It was just one headache after another. I finally went back to working as a utility porter for the casinos. Might get buried, but I'll chip in. A friend of mine told me that one of her co-workers, who was a masseur, was giving a massage to a female client and decided to try and slip a finger in. Well, the client was a cop. Simple to say, he won't be working again for a long time. I got a gift certificate to a local massage therapist I'd never been to before. It was very, how can I say this diplomatically? Very traditional. I'm about 75% sure my massage therapist was trying to offer me the upgrade a few times during my massage. Luckily, I didn't get aroused because I think that would have been her green light. Not gonna lie, I think I did this by accident. I was getting PT for my neck and had a student massaging my neck. And I mentioned that if he was even in the area of my university, I was home for the summer, that we should hang out. I never meant it as anything more than hanging out. But after that the actual physical therapist did all the massages instead. Take your horny ass to Quora. I'm a massage therapist and my first professional massage I had to give a practical to a coworker. Now 3+ years later we are married. So, things never got SZOL at work. But they did at home. My mom got knocked up by our chiropractor. My dad knew she cheated but raised my brother as his own. My brother is 15 and still doesn't know. I'm sure that was an adjustment. Best story I've heard. Guy goes to get a massage at a Thai massage place. Towards the end he gets an erection and she notices, asks if he would like wonky wonky. Full stop. He said yes, that would be great. I once heard about a guy who went to his usual haircut place to get a massage but ended up getting a hand job and had to call his dad to pay for it. This is an original story that I am telling. Not me and not a masseur, just my poor dumb jarhead friend. I told my friend about being able to get a massage at one of the bigger bases when we were deployed to Afghanistan. He gets one, accidentally comes on the poor masseurs. So a bunch of briefing come out about the masseuses on the bigger bases not being SX workers. Everyone thinks it's because people were trying to get SX. Turns out my friend was slightly sleep SX deprived, came all over some poor lady. He described it as waking up from a wet dream. With unending embarrassment. He said it just wouldn't stop. An entire year of no SX and all stress. Let me start by saying I'm no longer a therapist. I was an LMT for 7 years. I worked in spas, clinics, and towards the end of my time as a therapist I worked on call. In spas and clinics. It happened 14 times or so. But when it really picked up was when I was working on call. I would get requests for 2 hours session that started at 11:30 PM. I knew what was up. But I had a little trick to it. I would do the session first. Then finish the session. Announce that the session was over. And then get to the hanky panky. Did I feel like a WH3? Not really, these women just wanted to feel loved. So that is what I did. I gave them physical love. And they paid bank $$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$ fine. Semicolon. Had a f-king blast doing it. Then I had a daughter, with another LMT, and decided to switch careers, so now I'm doing network engineering. Well, my uncle met his wife when she was working as a masseuse. I had a girlfriend that was a physical therapist and she decided to give me a massage. Something she had never done for me before and I expected it was going to end up as all. But she found something about my spine that concerned her and she started to manipulate the sore spot. It was incredibly painful. I was in agony and she kept doing it, so I got mad and told her to stop. It ruined the mood because she was also mocking me for not being able to take it. I guess that is the opposite of what this thread is looking for. LMT here. One of my male clients jerked off in my trash can after I concluded the massage and left to let him get dressed. I never scheduled him again. There was another guy that I saw a lot when I was fresh out of massage school who would hint towards sexual activities more and more every time I saw him. I brushed it off because it was good money till he tried to spank me. My schedule got too busy to book him after that session. I really wish prostitution was legal so people would stop coming to us to get off. Edit. Thanks for the silver. That's a first. Either a place is sketchy and offers happy endings as regular practice, or it is a professional operation where SZOL encounters are entirely off the table. Despite what Pornhub may lead you to believe. My ex-girlfriend owns a massage studio and has had to kick a few clients out and even press charges against one guy that literally put his therapist's hand on his penis. If you aren't dating your massage therapist, don't try to take things in a SZOL direction. This is literally one of the most stressful aspects of being a massage therapist. All that said, I definitely did get a happy ending once when my ex gave me a massage in her studio after hours. We had been dating for about 6 months at the time. It was about as good as you'd expect.